really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Shakur is slow. He's slow. I seen him at lightweight. I seen only highlights of his last fight with Cepeda, and he's slow. He's really slow. There's nothing more to it than that.
I think it's just fate, you know? It just lined up. I think that, you know, he's been talking a big game since the Williams-Cepeda fight that happened over here at the Armstrong Stadium. So I think that there's nobody else at 135 that he's trying to aim for, so he wants to come for the top dog, and that's me at 140, where it's going to test my limits. It's a challenge to show people, and I'm here to exploit his defense of Shakur Stevenson. I'm here to show that there's a lot of flaws in his style.
Teofimo Lopez is going all out this time, targeting every single weakness he sees in Shakur Stevenson's approach. This might just be the moment Lopez seizes complete control and puts on a dominant performance from bell to bell. Ever since Terence Crawford became Shakur Stevenson's trainer, the pressure has reached new levels, and plenty of people thought this would spell trouble for Teofimo Lopez. But Lopez remains unfazed, laser-focused on exposing and attacking every vulnerability Stevenson brings on fight night. From his perspective, Stevenson's sluggish movement patterns don't impress him at all. Sure, Stevenson talks up his strong foundation and stamina, but Lopez is convinced none of that will save him from the devastating power and surgical precision that Teofimo delivers inside those ropes.
He's slow. I seen him at lightweight. I seen only highlights of his last fight with Cepeda, and he's slow. He's really slow. There's nothing more to it than that. So I think that with everybody that he's seeing and from his group and from those that have been, you know, killing the game, honestly, you know, like Terence Crawford, you know, which he calls and refers to as Big Bro. I think that the whole thing of that nature, I think that's really what's keeping him wanting to aim for bigger and better fights and for better opposition. I have yet to see, and I think you could attest with me, I don't think we have seen Shakur face anyone higher than who he's going to face next.
Teofimo Lopez is declaring that Shakur Stevenson's perfect record is heading for complete destruction, and he's the one who's going to tear it all down. Lopez is planning to unleash such devastating force and aggression that Stevenson will either tap out or get dropped cold. With complete certainty, he's daring Stevenson to accept his first professional defeat, making the bold prediction that he's prepared to control every second and absolutely demolish him when they clash.
And that's of me. So, you know, I definitely, you know, commend him at least for stepping up to the plate. But I think it's time. I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, you know, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
While recognizing that Shakur Stevenson brings legitimate talent and commands serious respect from his supporters, Teofimo Lopez maintains he's ready to silence every critic and prove his superiority. From his perspective, the game plan he's developed for Stevenson surpasses anything people anticipate because he's channeling every lesson and technique he's absorbed during his entire professional journey into this one encounter.
People get to Shakur quite easily. So I feel like whatever the people want is what they're going to try to get with Shakur.
Oh, so you say he fought like that to please the people, to prove to the people that he can do it?
Yeah. He didn't need to.
Yeah, because you can't touch. If Shakur don't want you to touch him, you're not going to touch him.
Yeah.
His
Well,
defense
we'll
is that immaculate.
We'll see.
You just said, though, you said that you ready to pull an upset. So you acknowledging that Shakur is the better fighter?
Never.
No.
No, you just said that. You said the upset.
Well,
No,
I
he said
say
the odds are probably has him ahead.
no. Yeah, it's just the odds. They got him as the favorite.
When breaking down Shakur Stevenson's weaknesses, Teofimo Lopez sparked discussion about Stevenson's protective abilities. Despite widespread opinion that Stevenson ranks among the best defensive specialists, Lopez holds a completely different view. He argues Stevenson's defensive work falls short of elite status, and he's ready to reveal exactly how exposed he truly is. Lopez plans to wage war on both psychological and physical fronts, targeting Stevenson's mental approach as his biggest vulnerability. His mission is to control Fight Night completely and create an unforgettable statement, demonstrating to everyone exactly how efficiently he can dismantle Stevenson between those ropes.
With that upset, like, what do you plan to exploit about Shakur in the ring?
That his defense is not as impeccable as people mention it.
Nah, it's impeccable. This is pretty elite. Come on, Teofimo. It's pretty elite.
No. Well, that's what I say. Like,
what is his weakness though, if there's one?
his mind. Once you penetrate the mind, that's it. It's game. This is boxing. This has always been since forever. And if your mind ain't strong in this, it's never gonna accomplish anything in life. And that's why boxing to this day is the toughest sport in the world. You can't take away from that. And it starts with the mind. That's why.
Now, as the showdown draws closer, Teofimo Lopez is raising the stakes even higher for Shakur Stevenson. Despite widespread praise for Stevenson's defensive mastery, Lopez vows to completely destroy and capitalize on that exact element of his fighting style. He's creating massive expectations, but supports them with a journey filled with adversity, dedication, and battles that forged his resilience. Lopez feels certain that when fight night arrives, Stevenson's protective shell will crack wide open, and he plans to demonstrate to everyone precisely what kind of damage he can inflict inside that squared circle.
I love it. I love it. I honestly love it. I think that's like part of the journey is like you learn with struggle, you learn with obstacles, and you also learn within yourself what you can and cannot do. And then you hit a point in your life where you start realizing that there's not much that you cannot achieve. So you push limits far beyond your own measures. And I love it. I love it. I love this right here. I love this fight. I love this part where it's going to test my limits. It's a challenge to show people, and I'm here to exploit his defense of Shakur Stevenson. I'm here to show that there's a lot of flaws in his style.
This is exactly where Amir Khan's analysis brings serious credibility to the discussion. Khan is convinced Teofimo Lopez possesses all the necessary weapons to overcome Shakur Stevenson. Boldly forecasting victory for Lopez, he raises doubts about whether Stevenson has genuinely battled elite-level competition. Meanwhile, Lopez's resume showcases those championship-level wars where he demonstrated his abilities. In their potential clash, Khan anticipates Lopez will drag Stevenson into uncharted territory. His perspective stems from direct experience sparring with Teofimo and observing the devastating force and accuracy behind that crushing right hand.
What fight? Who wins up? Lopez. Oh no, Stevenson. You know Stevenson. Because a lot of people are going to say that, but people are going to say Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him. I've heard him at a party. Bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that toughness is there with Shakur, and if it is there, which I believe it is, because I think he's a fantastic fighter.
Supporting his faith in Teofimo Lopez, Amir Khan references Lopez's latest outings, emphasizing exactly how commanding and spectacular they've looked. Khan thinks Shakur Stevenson appears too composed and comfortable approaching this fight, an attitude he considers risky. He cautions Stevenson that this won't be a comfortable evening, since he'll need to handle an extreme test, staying sharp against Lopez's explosive force and crisp technical abilities that could shift momentum in an instant.
You think about it, look at Lopez. He's fought like some Lomachenko. He beat some great names on the way, man. And I look good against them as well. Maybe his last fight wasn't the best. He made it a little bit tough, harder than it looked. But he's always performed at the highest level when he needed to perform. Now, with Shakur, he's going to have to perform. He knows that this is the mega fight that But I think Shakur seems a little bit more relaxed and calm. Like he's going to win this fight. It's going to be a walk in the park for him. But I know one thing about Lopez is that he always pulls off a...
You know, the great thing about this conversation is that we're just having now. One of us is going to be right, and that's like, you know.
No point of putting no bets on it.
Amir Khan is convinced Shakur Stevenson doesn't possess the background to deal with a competitor of Teofimo Lopez's quality. He forecasts Lopez will throw Stevenson into the deep waters, and once the action develops, Stevenson will completely understand the size of this obstacle. Khan emphasizes that Lopez brings every weapon required to claim victory, noting that although this fight carries the excitement of a Crawford versus Canelo clash, inside those ropes, it will require extraordinary tactics, ability, and accuracy, creating one of the most technically demanding battles fans have witnessed.
Is there any way of beating? Because at the moment, Shakur doing unbeatable. No one really giving him that hard day. We've not really seen him in the deep end. But it's going to be a good fight to see that can Lopez put him in the deep end. And I think he can, and I think he has the power and the technique to even beat him.
We talk about boxing fans there, and obviously the purists enjoy that technical side of the fight. But fans in general, do you think that they've almost become a bit too like bloodthirsty, that it's all about the knockouts? And if a fight night doesn't deliver a knockout, people are like, oh, that wasn't good.
You know, you're right there, yeah, because we so used to seeing like blood puffs and seeing knockouts. Well, you're not in the top level fights like the Canelo, even Crawford. You don't see knockouts.
This represents pure technical boxing artistry. Tim Bradley has delivered a serious alert for Shakur Stevenson. During a recent discussion, he emphasized this battle won't come easy. Bradley pointed out Teofimo Lopez's unique approach, characterized by unpredictable patterns and natural ring awareness, as a significant obstacle that could create real problems for Stevenson when these two finally square off inside that ring.
Hey, yeah, you gonna get the real. It's not gonna be an easy damn fight for Shakur Stevenson. Nope, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. Nope. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look, that athleticism that he got, that speed that he got, the boy is a what's the name I'm looking for? What can I say? He's autonomous. That's the word I'm looking for. He's an autonomous fighter. Okay? What does that mean, autonomous fighter, Tim? Shakur is too. Just like Floyd is. Just like Crawford is. Just like Inoue is.
Tim Bradley thinks every boxer eventually hits a level where their abilities become automatic, needing minimal coaching. He considers Teofimo Lopez a perfect illustration of this concept, a fighter whose actions flow from pure instinct and flawless execution. Bradley cautions that Shakur Stevenson must stay completely focused, since he's facing someone as smooth, technically polished, and supremely gifted as Lopez inside those ropes.
You know, young fighters want to get to that point in their career where they become autonomous fighters, okay? Where you don't need no damn instructions. You don't need no guidance. You know how to figure it out. Your fundamentals are so damn sound that, shoot, you got skills now built on top of those fundamentals. Now it's second nature for you. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see the same patterns and rhythms and styles and so on and so forth that it's second nature. It's nothing for you. These guys can operate without any damn instructions, without being told what to do. That's how great these dudes are.
Analyzing the upcoming battle, Tim Bradley expects Teofimo Lopez will concentrate on punishing Shakur Stevenson's midsection, indicating a brutal attacking strategy. He advised Stevenson against dismissing this danger. Bradley emphasizes Lopez's recent displays, noting his powerful right cross, blazing hand speed, and ability to create openings, weapons that could spell serious trouble for Stevenson. Bradley believes Shakur must remain extremely careful and methodical, because confronting an athlete with Lopez's skill and physical gifts demands complete concentration and total respect inside that ring.
Get your body. See, what Teofimo Lopez is, bro, he's a hell of an athlete, man. And he contort his body in different ways, in different times, you know what I mean, to create offense for himself. Seriously, I'm sitting there watching him against Sandor Martin, and I'm watching this guy, you know, figuring it out. You know, yeah, distance definitely, when a guy was able to maintain distance, yes, it becomes challenging for T.O. It does. But the thing is with T.O. is he's a risk taker. All right. And the thing that I know about Shakur Stevenson is that Shakur has to be on balance. Shakur has to feel safe because he's a defensive first type of fighter.
Rolly Romero has delivered his own stern alert for Shakur Stevenson. During a recent conversation, he declared that Teofimo Lopez brings everything required to earn a convincing win. Romero considers Lopez the superior technician, referencing his battles with Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor as evidence of his brilliant boxing intelligence and devastating power. He emphasized that Stevenson faces a genuine threat, and Lopez will probably control the edge when these two finally collide inside those ropes.
I mean, whenever Teofimo fights the best fighter in the world, Teofimo's the best fighter in the world, but we shall see what happens.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it's a great matchup. For both fighters, I think it's a great matchup and a great fight for boxing.
You think Teofimo has enough tools in his arsenal to be able to take Shakur out?
Isn't Teofimo the more accomplished fighter?
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. But what I'm trying to say is,
Lomachenko. I'm not picking who and who. I'm just saying, like, how much tools? Dude, he had enough tools to beat Lomachenko. He had enough tools to beat another undisputed, Josh Taylor. So I mean, what's the question here?
Contributing to the building excitement, Gary Antoine Russell offered his direct opinion on the Stevenson versus Lopez showdown. He thinks that if Lopez delivers the same fire and technique he displayed against Lomachenko, he could create serious difficulties for Stevenson, fueling additional discussion among supporters already split on the probable result. With experts like Russell supporting Teofimo, excitement keeps growing, establishing this contest as one of the most anticipated and heavily debated fights in modern boxing memory.
It's 50-50. In order for you to participate in this sport, you got to have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature.
Gary characterized Teofimo Lopez as a gifted and devastating puncher whose tireless dedication makes him special. Though he sees this fight as relatively even on the surface, he favors Lopez slightly, thinking that the passion and concentration he showed against Lomachenko might prove decisive. In Gary's opinion, Lopez's combination of pure talent, psychological strength, and relentless drive makes him a genuine danger to Shakur Stevenson, ready to test even the most technically skilled opponents when everything is on the line.
That's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. Now, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot in his arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. Right. But if I had to give my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko.
Despite Shakur Stevenson being widely regarded as the more technically gifted boxer, Andre Durrell has issued his own strong warning. He thinks that if Teofimo Lopez delivers the same fire and sharpness he displayed against Lomachenko, he'll continue being a dangerous opponent. Durrell insists that Stevenson cannot depend on defense exclusively. For victory, he needs to seize control of the fight and establish his rhythm. Without accomplishing this, Lopez's velocity, strength, and unpredictable nature could create massive complications, transforming what many anticipate will be a clear-cut victory into a genuine war.
I got questions, man, because, even though Teo is not showing who he was against Lomachenko, right, that doesn't mean that guy isn't still there. I think he will still produce that guy. Right. And if he does, he's going to pose a lot of problems for Shakur. Right. So this fight can be a toss up. It's in danger of being born if Shakur doesn't pursue the action. Right. But boxers love to fight off their back foot. Whether you know it or not, we love to fight the back foot. You press me, especially if you're just coming forward. Example, Abraham, and you just putting your hands out, I'm going to light you up. I can do that all day. Zepeda threw a lot of punches along with him. So when it came to him, because we're able to see shots coming and know how to react off certain shots as well, the more offense produce, the more dangerous my offense is going to be. And I produce and I win pretty much every exchange. So we're just as awesome on the back foot as we is moving.
Andre Durrell explained his perspective on how Shakur Stevenson might approach the Teofimo Lopez threat. He thinks Stevenson should advance boldly, cutting off distance and making Lopez respond to his pressure. In Durrell's view, whoever controls the tempo and initiates the exchanges will hold the upper hand. He notes that Lopez will probably spend rounds studying Stevenson's patterns before unleashing his complete arsenal, and that period, Durrell believes, represents Stevenson's prime opportunity to grab control and swing the battle toward his side.
I'm saying we need it to be an exciting fight, right? If Tio doesn't pursue, because I think he's going to take his time, try to find his shots as well, and be explosive in this approach, right? So there's going to be a lot of dry action. I mean, a lot of dry spots in this fight potentially. Shakur has to always be looking for ways to get close to him and execute. Keep that boy on his back foot, keep him guessing, and keeping the jab in his face to force action. Force action. So if I can't get you to come toward me, I'm going to get you to punch at least because I'm always being in your face. So he needs to pursue the fight correctly, right, to keep the action going, make it an exciting fight leading up to whoever wins.
With the showdown drawing near, everyone's attention focuses on Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, with Lopez promising to reveal every weakness and control the action inside that ring. This goes beyond just a skills competition. It's an examination of tactics, psychology, and courage, where a single shot or strategic move could alter everything. Supporters and experts are anxious, eager to discover if Stevenson can handle the heat or if Lopez will deliver on his devastating potential. What are your thoughts, boxing fans? Will Lopez actually destroy Stevenson's perfect record, or will Shakur step up when it matters most? Drop your forecasts in the comments, smash that like button if you're excited for this fight, and make sure to subscribe for the latest boxing analysis and news.